What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we took down the gym leader of Fuchsia City, the 5th gym leader, Koga. And with his badge, we have gained the ability to surf outside of battle. Use surf. And in case you don't know what surf does, it allows you to ferry yourself across the water here. So here's some water down here, and we now, after getting Surf, have the ability to teach that to a Pokemon. We have the HM for Surf. We got that from the Safari Zone, and we now have the ability to use it outside of battle, which means that we could theoretically go down this route. However, we will not be doing that just yet. I will fight this trainer, though. Wait, you'll have a heart attack! Why, exactly? Whatever. So, basically, what I want to get done in this episode is... I don't recall why. I don't recall why I'm not going down this route. Because I could, but I feel like there is something stopping me from taking on the 7th gym right now. I don't remember what it is. Oh yes, okay. I need strength. And I don't think I have the HM for strength, or the means of using it. Like, I think that even if I had the HM for strength, I wouldn't be able to use it because I don't have the badge that enables me to use it, which would be Sabrina's badge. Because I don't recall any badge prior to... I don't recall any badge that I've gotten so far in the game telling me that I could use strength. So, and I do have the ability to actually get strength, now that I think about it. I just didn't get it yet. Because basically, in the episode where I went to the Safari Zone, I not only got Surf, which is one of the things that you get from the Safari Zone, one of the important items, but the other important item that you get from the Safari Zone is the Warden's gold teeth, which you give to him in exchange for the Strength HM. You give them back to him, which enables him to talk again, because currently he's having trouble speaking, because obviously he has no teeth. It's much harder to speak with just gums, so he is having trouble communicating. And you give him the teeth, bada bing, bada boom, you get the HM for strength. So that's 2 HMs achieved by exploring the Safari Zone. One you get directly from the Safari Zone, and one you get an item in the Safari Zone that allows you to get the HM. But I still think it is pretty wacky that you need, like, to get 2 HMs, 2 of the game's HMs, and some of the more important ones, too. You need to go through the Safari Zone. Like, Surf is arguably the most important HM in the game, because you get Surf, and suddenly, like, a whole area of the region opens up to you. Like, all of a sudden, you can just, like, swim across water. Like, everywhere that's been water, you can now travel on that surface. It's crazy, because there's so much water in the game. Ooh, that's chilly. Yes, water does tend to be chilly on occasion, depending on the weather, depending on the season you're going into it. Have to warm up before I swim. Says the what trainer class? He would ordinarily be a swimmer, but this is a randomizer, so they are a gymnast. So the gymnast wants to go for a swim, but he's gonna warm up first with a Pokemon battle, I suppose. I don't know how a Pokemon battle warms you up for swimming, but you know what? I'm not a very good swimmer anyway, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, basically, I forgot in the episode where I got the gold teeth to give it to the Warden, and then I forgot then I was going to, at the end of the next episode, after beating Koga, but I still did not do it. So this episode, I will, right after I finish defeating these trainers, make sure that I go to that house, go to his house, and get the Strength HM, because like I said, it is a very important one. I was saying before about how I didn't know why I couldn't go to the 7th gym right now. Now I recall. In order to get to the 7th gym, you have to go through, I don't recall what it's called, yet whatever cave is... Okay, so sometimes Ghosts hits normal and sometimes it doesn't. I don't get it, but there's basically a cave, might be Whirl Islands, I don't know, that might be something completely different, but there is a cave down this water route that I just gave us a peek at. You go down the route and to the left, and then that brings you to a cave. And to get to the 7th gym, you have to actually go through this cave. I don't think you do, actually. I think you can go down from Pallet Town, technically, so you don't need strength to get to it, but I do want to go to that cave. That is the cave where you find Articuno. I don't think I will be catching Articuno just yet. I don't think I'm high enough level to compete with Articuno's level. Oh, warmed up. But, I might do... The thing is, I want to make sure I go to Sabrina first, because I need to go to Saffron City, which is where Sabrina is at, in order to get the Master Ball. Not only do I need to go to Sabrina to get the ability to use Strength outside the battle, I believe, but I also need to go to Sabrina to get the Master Ball. So that is 2 things. If I want to get Articuno, I have to go to Saffron City to get not only to get Strength, but also to get the Master Ball so I can catch it, because catching a Legendary without a Master Ball is risky business, and especially, like, there are not a lot of Legendaries in this game. That Legendary, that Articuno, could theoretically be randomized into Mewtwo. Like, there are no bad Legendaries in this game. There are so few Legendaries in this game that there aren't, like, bad ones. They're all pretty decent. So I'd be happy with, like, any Legendary it randomizes into. Worst case scenario, it's a Mew. And even Mew is not, like, terrible. Like, Mew is a mythical, and mythicals in early gens are, like, not as good as the legendaries. Mythicals in early gens are more of a status symbol, like, people like them more like to get them more because they're rare, and less because they're powerful, and more because they're rare. But, anyway, Alex gave the gold teeth to the Warden. Here he is, here's the Warden. The Warden popped in his teeth. Thanks, kid. No one could understand a word that I said. I couldn't work that way. Let me give you something for your trouble. Here it is, HM04. And let's test right now if I can use it yet. Because if I can use it right now, then I don't know what HM Sabrina's badge gives you the ability to use. Because I feel like this is all the HMs, and I feel like I've been able to use every one they've gotten so far. So if I can use Strength, then I don't know not only what Sabrina's badge enables you to use, but also I just don't know what any badge after this enables you to use. Because I feel like I've gotten all the HMs besides Strength. Like, the only thing I could think of is that to get Strength, to use Strength outside of battle, you need Sabrina's badge. And even then, I can't, like... we're getting rid of Common Punch, aren't we? Yeah, that's probably the best bet. Swift, I want to have the 100% accurate. I want to have the never missing thing, just in case. I feel like it's just a very helpful thing to have, because you never know when something might use some annoying status on you and lower your accuracy. But anyway, HM04 has been taught. Let's see about HM03, because HM03, obviously, Surf and Strength are both very important HMs, but HM03 is even more important. And Albert and Alice both can't learn it. Our 2 special attackers who really need this crap can't learn it. Fantastic. Okay, so do we have any other special attackers? Andrew is a special attacker. Kyle is definitely not. Carly is not. Gerald is not. Okay, so it seems like our best bet is giving this to our starter, assuming that our starter is still, like, very good with special attack. If they're not, then I guess I don't really have much other choice anyway. Okay, speed is their highest stat, which is actually kind of surprising, but it shouldn't be, because it is like an electric type, and electric types do have a tendency to be fast, because it's like fast as lightning. Lightning is typically considered a very fast thing, but yeah, speed is the highest stat, but special is definitely nothing to scoff at. I feel like Gengar's special has to be higher, though, right? Like, 108 to Andrew's 114. Okay, yeah. So if Albert was the same level as Andrew, I definitely think that Albert would have the higher special. But Albert is a little bit underleveled compared to Andrew. Well, everyone is, so I can hardly call it underleveled. It's not that Albert is underleveled, it's more that Andrew is overleveled. Let's just put it that way, because that's a much easier way of explaining it. It's a much more logical way of saying it, because if everybody's underleveled, then nobody is. then the Pokemon we're comparing it to must just be overleveled. But, this is a weird moveset for a Jolteon, is what I'm realizing right now. Toxic, Withdraw, Quick Attack, Thundershock. Quick Attack and Thundershock are perfectly normal. Then we have Toxic and Withdraw. It's like, you look at the animation for Withdraw, that crap doesn't even make any sense. I guess we'll get rid of Quick Attack, because speed is our highest stat, and our speed is kinda nuts, so I feel like we don't need Quick Attack. We don't really need the priority if we're gonna be constantly hitting everything first every time, but let's see if we can use Strength. Yeah, we cannot. Okay, so Sabrina does in fact give us Strength. So that is 2 reasons why we need to go to Saffron right now. And yes, we could theoretically go to Cinnabar and do the 7th gym if we went from Pallet Town down, rather than going through rather than having to travel through Articuno's cave by going down this water route below us and around, we can go around the other way, theoretically, and not have to get strength. Not have to do... And we could, I guess, do Blaine's gym first, maybe? But, in order to go down from Pallet Town, we'd have to have Fly in order to get all the way back there. Anyway, and I don't know where to get Fly. Which brings us to our main goal of this episode, to get Fly. Because we're at a point in the game where we need to do a lot of backtracking. And, I feel like it would be very helpful to have Fly. It would save us a lot of time. Just to be able to instant transmission our way there. Instantly teleport to the place we need to go. This is my turf. Get out of here! What, this small square of grass? This is your turf? It's like, this is my small square of grass! Not yours, mine. Anyway, so the preschooler is challenging us because they really want to keep this small square of grass all to themselves. Greedy little preschooler. Anyway, so this Machoke poses probably no threat to us because it is a fighting type, and fighting type moves can't hit ghost types. So there we go. Give Albert the opportunity to get some more XP. I feel like I just want to use Albert as much as physically possible right now to get them up to the level that the rest of the team is. Because Albert is a really strong Pokemon. Like, Gengar is really good. The only thing holding Albert back right now is their low level comparatively to the rest of the team. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to get Fly this episode. I remember it being near a Snorlax, but I don't know necessarily how to get there. It might be like... I feel like it was in between... It was like on an upper level of cycling road, but I also don't have to have a bicycle. And I'm wondering if this is like the bottom of cycling road. Like, is this where cycling road comes out? I'm trying to think. I don't really know this side of the region that well. Like, obviously I know, like, oh, Lavender, down from Lavender is, Vermilion, and then down from Vermilion is, like, this way, is, like, this place, and I know, like, I know how to get from Puda to Cerulean or whatever, and I know, like, the hole where Saffron is, and, like, the gate with the guard and the T and everything, but this general side of the region, it's just kind of like, yeah, normally I just do Koga and then don't go this way, so I don't really remember what's this way in this sort of segment of the region. How much is Lick gonna do? Because Lick is notorious for doing not enough damage. Okay, that is a crit. I should have known. It did way too much for it to not be a crit. But yeah, I think even if it crit again, we still wouldn't get a 2-hit KO, so this is just gonna be a little bit... actually, it might have, if it was a high roll. That looked like a high roll, because I feel like, yeah, that was a high roll, definitely. But yeah, it's paralysis putting in work, I think. Either that, or it's just not attacking us. I'm not really paying attention. All I know is that I haven't taken damage yet, which is great. It's giving Albert more opportunity to keep on attacking and keep on doing damage. However, we are running out of Nightshades, which is a bummer, so I'm going to switch to the Licks, just to conserve PP on Nightshade. I will say, this is a Jaegers, because Kabuto's defense is, like, significantly higher than Seal's, so this Lick is doing much less, but they are paralyzed after the first Lick, which is great, because Lick doesn't do a whole lot of damage, sure, but it does have a chance to paralyze, which is nice, because that sort of makes up for it. I am loving the fact that all these Pokemon have no ability to hit me. That is the advantage to having a Ghost type. Just like, it's a whole, like, first of all, normal type moves are very common, especially in Gen 1, and then also, add on top of that, the fact that fighting type moves also can't hit you. Like, it's the perfect storm for your opponents. It is great. It is wonderful to have ghost types in Gen 1. How do you like my bird call? I think it was very interesting, my friend. Anyway, so, I don't know exactly where to get Fly, and so, unless I just go up this route and I come back out on the other side of the region and there's Fly right there, I'm sure this episode is going to be a whole lot of me walking around being lost in the Kanto region, just trying to get Fly. But it is, like, at this point, a necessity. But we're at the point in the game where that every Pokemon game sort of has, where it's just, like, a lot of backtracking, and I really don't want to do all that backtracking without Fly, so we're getting it. I had to bug you. I will say that, like, I I don't know if I'm getting Articuno or Zapdos. We'll see. Because I know that Zapdos is probably the better choice, because we discussed this before, like, looking at weaknesses and stuff. Zapdos is the better choice, but the legendaries are randomized anyway, so it really doesn't matter which one we go to, because for, like, Pokemon purposes, I just don't know which one's higher level. Zapdos in the power plant, or the Articuno on those islands. Seafoam Islands might be the one. I think the Seafoam Islands. I don't know what Whirl Islands is, but I think that Seafoam Islands is the location where Articuno is in this game. Anyway, I always check every grassy area for new Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest though, I have literally no idea how to get Moltres in this game. Like, straight up. Obviously, like, I feel like when people are getting Legendary before post-game in this game, they always go for Zapdos, and, like, not only is that because Zapdos is broken compared to the other ones, but it's also just because I feel that it's so easy to do. Like, the power plant is not hard to get through at all, and it's also, like, right next to Cerulean, or Vermilion. I don't really remember which one. I think it's Cerulean. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, because it's, like, up near Bill, and then you go, like, down and around in the water. Like, theoretically, I could go fight Zapdos right now, because I do have Surf, and I do have the ability to use it. But, I just don't think I'm high enough level to be fighting Zapdos yet. I feel like he's, like, level 50, but that also seems like a lot. Like, comparatively to other legendaries, it's not a lot. Like, I think about, I think about, like, oh, Rayquaza is at, like, level... What level is Rayquaza? I feel like I feel like I'm tempted to say level 70, but that also doesn't seem correct. But, like, maybe the Elite Four is, like, higher than I remember. Maybe the Pokemon League is, like, higher levels than I remember in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, because people do just, like, get Rayquaza and then storm through the Pokemon League. So maybe he is level 70, but I feel like level 70 is too much. I'm sitting here at the end of, getting towards the end of this game with my level 37 Gengar, and I'm like, maybe level 70 is too much for a legendary. Or maybe Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, the levels are significantly a lot more. But, let's see what's this way here. Let me read this sign. Route 18, Celadon City to Fuchsia City. Okay, so this brings us to Celadon, apparently. Excuse me? You need a bicycle for Cycling Road. Okay, so this is the way to Cycling Road, which I cannot get through because I do not have a bike. I probably should have picked up a bike for this exact reason, but, silly me thought, well, bikes don't give me that much of an engine speed, I'm sure I don't need it. Not realizing that that blocks off an entire route, that blocks off me accessing it, being able to access an entire route. So, silly me, I don't think we got the T from Celadon either. So, we're gonna head towards Celadon, I think. I feel like we need the T to get Fly. And I don't think we have the T. I think that, because I remember, like, leaving Celadon and being like, I definitely forgot the T, and just not caring, because I was like, well, the audience doesn't want to see me go back and get the T right now. They want to see progression. So I feel like I definitely remember just, like, leaving Celadon, knowing full well that I didn't get the T, being like, it's fine, I'll get it out episode or something. That's something for... I don't even think I'll get it out of episode. I think it was just, like, that's something for future Alex to worry about. And now future Alex is over here worrying about it. Pokemon fight? Cool! Rumble! Awesome. So we're fighting some bikers here. At least we would be in a normal playthrough of the game. However, this is their randomizer, so they are tamers instead. They are sending out a Golem, which is well-equipped to actually deal with my Albert over here, my Gengar. At least they would be if they had a ground type, which I don't believe they do at level 29. I might be making a big mistake here, but I want Albert to get the levels, and I'm willing to risk it for the level. Oh, self-destruct. That's wonderful. Doesn't hit me. Cool. For a second, I was like, does this hit me in Gen 1? Because you never know with Gen 1. Like, obviously, in any other game, I'd be like, oh yeah, self-destruct doesn't hit me. But for a second, for one minuscule bit of a second, I was like, this might hit me. There might be some dumb Gen 1 rule I didn't know about, in which self-destruct hits everything. Like, self-destruct is not affected by weaknesses or resistance. It's like Pokemon cards, where they have, like, their GX move. Like, this attack isn't affected by weaknesses or resistance. maybe it's just one of those, and part of me thought, like, maybe it's just one of those that I don't know, and I, like, panicked for a second, but we're good. It is not. Dream Eater? No. We learned it on Haunter, that's enough. Haunter, at least we have hypnosis. So the Dream Eater, like, actually did something. Blown away! But on Gengar, we don't even have a way to put the opposing Pokemon to sleep. So how are we supposed to eat its dreams if it's not asleep? Perfect, I need to burn some time. Me too, man. Why do you think I'm fighting new trainers? Because I want to burn some time on this episode. I want to get some more runtime. Here's a Shelter. For some reason, never realized... I always spell Shelter with one L for some reason. I don't know why, because that's not how you spell shell. But something about Shelter just, like, doesn't... Something with the name Shelter just seems more fitting with one L. So anyway, let me see if I can come up with a conversation topic while I'm making my way across the Kanto region, wandering about aimlessly looking for Fly. Well, the T first, I guess. We're making our way to Celadon first, then we're wandering around aimlessly. You see if I can make some conversation during this aimless wandering. I guess it's not really a conversation if I'm the only one talking. It's not really a conversation if it's one way. But dang it, Starmie is psychic, isn't it? And that is not... Wait a minute, so... Is Nightshade just, like, straight up different from... Like, hold on. Nightshade works! What? So, Lick didn't do anything at all. But Nightshade hits. I don't understand, man. Why is one Ghost-type move doing nothing at all, while other Ghost-type move acts completely normally? Does Nightshade just have its own rules? Like, every other Ghost-type move behaves one way, and then Nightshade just behaves a completely different way? I don't know, man. But, anyway, I was just... I actually recently was doing, played some Mario Maker recently. I've been getting back into Mario Maker, kinda. And I honestly think that, like, here's the thing. I used to be, like, terrible at Mario. Like, I'm still not very good at Mario, but I feel like Mario Maker really made me a whole lot better at Mario, which is great, because now I can play through games without struggling too much. When I look back at, like, while trying to 100% New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, while trying to get all those golden star tokens, I realized that, like, the amount... Basically, how that game works is that they give you this invincible character named Nabbit. And so if you're struggling on a level, you could just, like, literally storm through it because you're invincible. And to balance it out, Nabbit can't get power-ups. He can't, like, equip any power-ups, but he's just, like, always invincible. So he doesn't really need them. Like, what? You? So, like, the one drawback to Nabbit, I'd say, is just, like, the fact that you can't just, like, do things to gain height. Like, obviously, you don't really need a fire flower or anything, like, offensive to protect you. You don't really need anything to protect you like that, like fire flower or any, like, power-ups that help you offensively. Because, obviously, you don't need to be offensive, because you're super defensive. You literally cannot die from enemy attacks. But what you can die from, obviously, is a pit. No matter how... It doesn't matter if you're invincible in Mario, because if you fall into a pit, you know, like... Nabbit, he's not invincible like Superstar Invincible, where he just walks into things and dies, and they die. But, he just cannot be damaged by your typical things. He can, however, be damaged by anything that you'd expect some Mario with a Superstar to be damaged by, such as lava or endless abysses of falling. And basically, the thing is, like, the game, what is really cool about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe and the way they handle Nabbit, which I think is very important that they did this, is that, like, when you beat a level with Nabbit, you get past the level and you can, like, move on with the game. But that level, rather than being marked with... Because when, like, levels in 2D Mario have, at least in, like, New Super Mario Bros., have like, or, like, spaces. Like, you walk onto a space, and then you can enter the level by pressing A on that space. And, like, before you've beaten the level, that space is flashing red. And then after you beat it, it is no longer flashing and it is just a solid blue color. But if you beat a level with Nabbit, it becomes a solid purple color rather than a solid blue color, because obviously purple is the color of Nabbit. So that is a really good way of doing it, I feel, because it like allows players who are bad at the game to like move on, but it shows that they use Nabbit to beat the level. So that way, like if they get better at the game and want to go back to it later and beat the level beat the level without Nabbit, beat the level without an invincible character, beat the level like legitimately, quote unquote. If they want to do that, then they know which levels they beat with Nabbit that way. And so it makes it easy to just go back and like, well, I couldn't beat this level without the cheaty character before, so maybe now I can beat it. So I think that that's like a really cool way of doing it because it enables people to do that. And I don't know if the bike shop is here. I think the bike shop might be in Cerulean. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it's in Cerulean. Yeah, this is where you get the bike voucher. You get it from the Pokemon guy, Pokemon fan. I believe he's in here. Mr. like chairman of the Pokemon Club. No, that's not him. That's absolutely not him. But yeah. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go up Cerulean just to get the bike. Finally, we're a little late. It's not normally the point of the game where most people get the bike, I'm sure. But we're gonna get that bike now so that we can go down Cycling Road. I don't really know off the top of my head how to get the Celadon from here, but I will get there. A little time. Does this bring me to Celadon? I don't know. This might just bring me like up to because Cerulean's right up here. Yeah, this brings me to Cerulean because you can't get through without like the T. You can't get past like this because basically like the thing about this path here is that it's needed because like Vermilion is right down here, yes, but you can't get through this area like to the other side of it without giving the officer the guard the T, which I still haven't given the guards because obviously I did not get the T. Me being like so naive and like, oh, I'll leave it to future Alex. Well, now it's time for you to deal with it, Alex. You should have just gotten it earlier. Silly me. But yeah, it's just like really, I find it really crazy, like just to look at like how many levels I needed Nabbit for, because now I can go back to those levels and beat them so easily, and it's just crazy to me, like, dang, I used to be so bad at Mario. Hi, welcome to our bike shop. Have we got just the bike for you? School bike, do you want it? Yes. Sorry, you can't afford it. Come back again sometime. Oh, we can't afford it. Okay. So, that means... Okay, we don't have a bike voucher on us right now, that means. What did I do with it? If I, like, frickin' sold it... I mean, the only option is that it's in the PC, and if it's not, then, I messed up royally. So, let's see... Do we already have the bike? We don't already have the bike, right? I'm sure that I didn't get it. Yeah, because if I did... It's definitely not in here. I'm just gonna double check, because my memory's terrible. No, it's not in here. Okay, that's what I thought. So that leaves one option. I didn't get the bike, and I can still buy the bike. I don't have the bike, which means, and I still have the bike. I don't have the bike, and I don't, and he can still sell me the bike, which means I didn't throw it away. I didn't put it in the box or anything, which means I must have put the bike voucher in the box. Either that, or, I got rid of it entirely. Bike voucher, here we go. Thank goodness. I can't carry any more items. Fantastic. So we will deposit an item first. And that item will be... HM01. I don't know which HM that is, but I'm sure we've learned it before. I'm sure we have it on some Pokemon. We withdraw the bike voucher. Finally, at long last. Something I was supposed to do, like... I'd say at least 20 episodes ago. There we go. Down here. Get in. Talk to this man. Oh, that's a bike voucher. Okay, here you go. Better make room for this. Why can't you just, like, take the bike voucher? Freeing up that slot in my inventory. And then give it to me. Unless he doesn't take the bike voucher. Like, why wouldn't you take the bike voucher? So anyway, I think that, like... Not Bill's PC, my PC. I think that, like... Playing Super Mario Maker made me a whole lot better at Mario, because I did a lot of, like, Endless Challenge. Specifically Super Mario Maker 2. Super Mario Maker was... The original Super Mario Maker I played, like, a long time ago. And I honestly... Like... I found the Super Mario Challenge to be, like... You know, like, the Super Mario Challenge? Like, the one on the 3DS version? Where you, like, have to... Where it's, like, to unlock... all the items in the game, all the objects that you can place, you have to, like, do it. And it's like, each time you beat a world, you unlock, like, new items to use in your levels. So, I thought that that was a struggle. Like, clearly, so, like, the original game clearly didn't help me all that much with, like, my Mario skills. But then in the sequel, Super Mario Maker 2, I played a lot of Endless Challenge, because obviously, like, Endless Challenge is fun, you know? It's a much better way of sort of, like, getting better at Mario if you're into it, because, like, and I feel like a lot more people are into it. Because people just want to strive for a score that is the best it can possibly be, so they'll keep on playing Mario and to just keep on upping their score, and they want to have, like, a high score in expert mode, in, like, expert challenge, expert, Endless Challenge and Super Expert Endless Challenge. I am, once again, still not very good at Mario. Obviously, I have improved considerably over the years, especially playing Mario Maker 2, but I will say, I still only have a record of 1 in Super Expert, and I'm sure it will stay that way for a long time to come. But I won't say that Expert, but, like, I think that doing the Expert Challenge, doing, like, so many runs of, like, Expert Endless Challenge really did help me become a lot better at Mario, because you get to play, like, all these different levels that are all hard in their own ways, because no two people make levels alike, unless it's just the exit is right here, touch the flagpole, then they just made 2 levels that are alike, yeah. But, like, otherwise, yeah, no two people make the same level alike, the same level, no two people make levels that are alike. And so you get to, like, by doing a lot of Endless Challenge, especially, like, the Expert one, in which levels are a little bit difficult, you get to see, like, difficulty in a variety of ways, like, a variety of different kinds of difficulty. You get to face, like, a lot of different enemies from the series, and you get to, like, do some difficult platforming. And I think that is really, like, it really does help. Like, I don't think I realized how much it was helping me at the time, but definitely I can, like, look back and sort of be like, well, I didn't suck at Mario. I sucked at Mario before, and now I no longer do. What changed in between that time? And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I was playing a lot of Endless Challenge in Mario Maker 2. I think I have more hours in Mario Maker 2 than Odyssey. Like, straight up. I think that I have, like, and maybe that doesn't surprise you, because I trash talk Odyssey a lot, so maybe you think I haven't played a whole lot of the game. And that'd be true. Like, I feel like 70 hours is not a lot for Odyssey. Frankly, I think that the majority of my time in Mario Maker 2, the reason why I have so much time is probably just because I spent so much time grinding Endless Easy, because, I don't know, I just like to turn my brain off on occasion and do something. Like, I'm just doing something with my hands. It doesn't matter if the exit to the level is right there. It's just like, sometimes I just wanted to turn off my brain and experience the dopamine of the number going up. It's like, you beat another level, 285 levels clear, 482 levels clear. It's like, on occasion, I just want to, like, I just want to, like, enjoy the dopamine of the number going up without me having to actually do much. So I'm sure I spent countless hours just grinding away at Endless Easy. I couldn't tell you what I'm actually on at this point. Because it's been quite a while, actually, since I've done anything online with the Nintendo Switch, because I don't know, I just, like, what happened was that I forgot to turn off automatic renewal one time, and I broke on Nintendo eShop, and then I could have, like, given myself more Nintendo eShop money, and I could have bought Nintendo Switch Online again, but it's like, what's the point? I'm gonna use it, like, once, and then I'm gonna go back to Steam. So it's like, yeah, on occasion I do just, like, sit there and I'm like, if only I had Nintendo Switch Online right now, but, like, the thing is, I'm gonna buy, like, a month of Nintendo Switch Online, and then use it once for the month, and then that's about it, and it's like, the rest of the month I'm just gonna spend, like, just playing Steam games, so it's like, there's really no point to it, unless I, like, know that I'm going to be using the stuff, unless I know that the money's gonna be worth it. Oh, I can have a drink! I didn't know I got the tea, actually, huh? I had no idea. Did I have it in my inventory? If you want to go to Saffron City, you can go on through. I'll share this with the other guards. Wonderful. I thought for sure that I didn't have the tea. But anyway, here we are at Saffron City, our chosen destination. So before I end up the episode, I'm just going to heal up. I was going to say, but yeah, I do need to, actually. I thought for sure I healed in the last town, but I guess maybe I did some battles since then. I'm not entirely sure. The Self-Co is, like, really big, man. I always find it comical how big Self-Co is, because it's like, oh wow, this is a big building, and then, like, you go up here to, like, around to, like, the Pokemon Center, and then you go over this way, and then you're like, oh wow, this is a really big building, it spans 2 streets. Also, where is the Pokemon Center? The Pokemon was on that side, like, down this row on that side, this row of houses, but, apparently, Pokemon Center isn't on the opposite side adjacent. But, apparently, I think it's up here. I think it's up next to the gym. Then, it'd have to be, right? Because I don't know where else it would be. Unless it's right next to the Pokemon, and I just didn't see it. Was it right next to the Pokemon? What? Hold on. Where is the Pokemon Center? Like, actually, though. Oh, wait. Is this it? Is it this one down here? Let me see. Mr. Psychic's house. No. However, Psychic might be a useful TM. I'll keep that in mind for some other time. Oh, Pokemon Center. Here we go. But for now, I will have you paying Mr. Psychic a visit, because I will be ending off the episode right after I heal my Pokemon. So, Nurse Joy, if you could please make this snappy. Thank you, madame. I will see you in probably the next episode, I suppose. And, thank you all so much for watching, Eevee Clan. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Alex Espion, signing off.